This new police document just confirmed this No Jumper host is probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison. I'm not happy about this. I'm pretty sad because I really liked In Hefe. But somebody got to tell y'all the truth, man. Somebody got to be realistic with you guys. I really like In Hefe. I can vouch for this man's character. In Hefe is a good dude, but good people make bad mistakes. And that bad mistake that he made on January 31st, unfortunately, is a bad mistake that I don't think he can overcome. When it was initially reported that young In Hefe was arrested for the murder of Car Terrell, who's another A-Tray gangsta Crip, the initial details that came out from young In Hefe's family was he was innocent. It was a wrong place at the wrong time situation. He didn't participate or do nothing that resulted in anybody's death. He didn't put hands on anybody. He was simply present, and now young In Hefe is in jail because the police is trying to frame him. I was ready to put on my marching boots and protest this unjust arrest. And then the police dropped the statement for probable cause, and let's just say nothing the family said took place actually took place. Young In Hefe, unfortunately, everything is on camera, everything is in 4K. Young In Hefe was not just a bystander. Young In Hefe was not just minding his business. According to the statement for probable cause, young In Hefe was a participator, young In Hefe was an orchestrator, young In Hefe was a participant, and young In Hefe may have delivered the final blow that ultimately caused the death of this man.
He did 8 years in the federal prison because his people in his community told on him. See, this is why you know he's not using his mind and his brain. If they told on you once, they'll tell on you again. And then reading this paperwork that's up, to go on the 100 Show IG channel, you'll see it up, is one of his homeboys telling on him. See, 3 people got arrested. 2 still in there. 1 they let go 2 days later. The one that they say In Hefe instructed to go over there and search dude's car and get the bag of money that everybody knows he keeps in there as he accumulates his monthly rent to pay for his space in that lot. Oh, it also says In Hefe's on video assaulting this man and hitting him in his upper body area, head, chest, so on and so forth. So this is why the million got bumped up to 2,050,000, because not only are you the one assaulting the man, one of their assailants, but they also saying that you instructed the other man to go and carry out a robbery on this man. Special circumstances.
The only hope that young In Hefe really has here is the question, if it's on camera and you guys had an arrest warrant out for young In Hefe, I think April 1st, why did it take almost a month or so to finally arrest young In Hefe? He's a public figure. He goes live on No Jumper every Tuesday. Y'all knew where he was at. Y'all had the arrest warrant out for him since like April 1st or April 2nd. Why did it take a month for you guys to finally go and get him? That to me shows that there may be some hope, but ain't enough hope in the world, man, for young In Hefe to overcome what I just read. The statement of probable cause was actually written by Detective Rudy Avalar. Now, he's been with LAPD for 22 years, and he's assigned to the Robbery and Homicide Division. Now, they got there on January 31st, 2026 at approximately 10:25 p.m. LAPD's 77th Area Patrol officers responded to a radio call of an assault in progress located at 6916 Southwestern Ave in the city of Los Angeles. The 911 caller advised that the victim was being assaulted by multiple suspects in the parking lot. Now, LAPD's 77th Area Patrol Unit arrived and met with the Los Angeles City Fire Department, which had located the victim. The officers were advised by the fire department that the victim was pronounced deceased. Oh, nah, y'all did your big one. Do you understand how badly you have to beat up somebody for them to be pronounced dead upon arrival? With no gunshots, no weapons involved, just straight hands? Now, In Hefe is a little slow. I love In Hefe, but he's a little slow. And we know slow people, they got superhuman strength, man. If you've ever had the unfortunate experience of having to pry away one of your possessions away from one of your slow cousins or Down syndrome siblings, I'm not saying In Hefe got Down syndrome. I'm not saying he's slow. I'm just saying young In Hefe moves at a slow pace. And Young In Hefe, because he moves at a slow pace, Young In Hefe is strong. He got that natural strength that comes with being naturally slow. So I could see how Young In Hefe could have given that Vegeta punch, man. Boom. But even a Vegeta punch, I don't think would have killed somebody. Death upon arrival, not even internal bleeding in the hospital for a couple of days. Death upon arrival? Nah, that must have been again, one of the Popeye punches, man. That wasn't a Vegeta punch. That was a Popeye. That was a I shoulda, boy, I oughta, bah. He brought that punch from here, homie. This is cold. This is cold. This is nuts, man. Now, they were able to identify the victim. He had a wallet on him, thank God, because a lot of y'all leave your house with no identification. They found like 6 pieces of evidence at the crime scene, broken jewelry, and a set of veneers, which I would imagine belonged to the victim. Once they identified him, the girlfriend of the victim walked up. Now, she was not there. She didn't witness it. And if she did, I'll be real, that was even more cold, man. You whooped this man out in front of his girl. But apparently the girl was not there. Now, she walked up to the police. The police said she was under some substance, man, either alcohol or drugs. She was out of her mind, man, but she was kind of frantic. Now, she tells the police that she didn't watch it. However, she told the police what another unidentified woman has told her. But the police do not consider the girlfriend a witness. So, again, they was approached by this woman right here, by Grisby. Now, when she was approached, Grisby, the victim's girlfriend, told the police that he was beat up and assaulted by his own gang, A-Tray Gangsta Crips. But she would not elaborate when questioned further. And she would say she only noticed because another woman who's unidentified told her. Now, this is where it gets really bad for In Hefe. This is where it gets unbelievably bad for In Hefe, okay? So detectives recovered surveillance video from the crime scene. Surveillance video captured the victim arriving at the parking lot around 6:20 p.m. The first suspect arrives at approximately 7 p.m. More suspects arrive and congregate with the victim for about 10 minutes until the assault occurred at approximately 9:45 p.m. So that would mean they arrived at 9:35 p.m. They talked for like 10 minutes, and then the assault happened, which will kind of lead into a DP because, again, people were saying this could not be a DP due to how they did them, right? Like, you don't DP somebody and then just leave them there, right? Like, a DP is supposed to be, okay, bro, we gave you your discipline and your issue, now let's hug it out and go back to being normal. But when you, like, beat him up as badly as they beat him up, left him there, robbed his vehicle, and then left, that's not a DP. But from what it's looking right here, it looks like he was expecting them to pull up on him. So it looks like whatever took place was something that they had planned. So, like, just them pulling up and talking to him first and congregating and him expecting them tells me that this was a DP gone wrong. So, again, more suspects arrived and congregated with the victim for about 10 minutes until the assault occurred at approximately 9:45 p.m. It appeared as if the victim knew some of the suspects. Surveillance video captured the victim being assaulted by multiple suspects in the parking lot. At one point, one suspect continually kicks the victim in the head as he is on the ground. This explains why Melvin Farmer, the man who damn near started A-Trace, why he came out and said ain't nothing gangster about brutalizing a 51-year-old. Because, you will think this was like an enemy or something. Now, I understand that if this was a man who was an op, you do your op like, but even if he's like an op, you don't kick your op multiple times in the head. You was trying to kill him. Like, that right there to me is intentional murder. Because if you're not trying to murder somebody, why are you kicking them multiple times in the head while they're underground and like unable to defend themselves? This is barbaric, man. It gets worse though. So one suspect continually kicks the victim in the head as he is on the ground. Video surveillance also captured these suspects opening, and searching the victim's vehicle as he lays unconscious. I don't think this was a DP, bruh. I think the victim probably thought it was a DP, but they pulled up looking to murder this man. Removing unknown property from the vehicle, all suspects are seen fleeing in multiple vehicles. The victim remained on the ground until he was pronounced deceased by LAFD at 10:34 p.m. The video suggested that the suspects knew the victim. Detectives met with the victim's wife. Hold on, bro. He had a girlfriend and a wife? Hold on, bro. Hold on. Yo, y'all messy for this, man. All right. Now, the victim's wife, who disclosed that the victim worked at an unlicensed cannabis shop near Florence Ave and Normandy Ave, the owner advised her that the victim would hold on to the rent money and keep it in a bag inside his vehicle. She was given the information by the shop owner, whom she knew as Pops. Detectives spoke with Pops, who confirmed that the victim worked at his shop and would keep rent money in his vehicle. Now, the rent money, it only proves that they stole a substantial amount of money, which will lead to felony robbery charges, which is what they charge him with, or charge them with. I don't feel like the money is any clues that they came for the money. I don't feel like they pulled up and did all of this for rent money, bro. I just can't see anybody doing this for rent money. This has to be personal. Right now, we found out that the victim, was an offender. He was on the offender registry. He was on Megan's Law for doing some nasty things in his past. But he's 51. He been did these things, and he was still from the hood. So I don't think they pulled up and they killed him for being on Megan's Law. I don't think so. Now it continues. Now this is where it gets really, 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 really bad for In Hefe and everybody involved, okay? So Pops obviously confirmed, yeah, money was in the vehicle, et cetera, et cetera. So then they brought in the gang task force to review the surveillance footage and figure out if he can identify anybody present. And here's where it gets bad, okay? Detectives met with LAPD 77th Street gang enforcement officer to review crime scene surveillance footage. Now, the officer was familiar with the A-Tray gang and their members. He identified one of the suspects from the surveillance vehicle who was captured stomping on the victim's head multiple times. He identified him as Johnny Gray, a documented A-Tray gang member known as North Face. He was familiar with Gray from prior encounters and had observed him at the crime scene parking lot on prior occasions. He also advised that Gray drove a gray sedan. Johnny Gray had an '07 Lexus registered to him that resembled a vehicle seen leaving the crime scene. Again, everything is on camera, bruh. Everything is on camera. They is cooked. Yo, there's no way out of this, bruh. Y'all are on camera beating up and brutalizing somebody until they pass away, until they are dead. Y'all faces is on camera. Y'all cars are on camera. Everything y'all did is on camera. 1,001%. Take the plea deal, take your time, and go away. If you about to go to court and fight our surveillance footage of you doing this, good luck. Now, they says that, that not only was his vehicle there, he was identified on camera, his face was there, but his cell phone also pinged back to the crime scene. Now, they identified Gray, and he also identified two other people seen in the recovered surveillance video. This is where In Hefe gets identified. And In Hefe, and let's make it clear, this news that In Hefe was a bystander, that can end today. That can stop today. That news, bro, it was a bystander. Oh, no, it didn't do nothing. Man, that stops today, man. So, okay, so the officer identified a person who arrived at approximately 9:33 p.m., a few minutes before the assault. A male identified by Lagunas as Maurice Shellman arrived in a white Range Rover SUV, no visible plates. Now, that white Range Rover was also seen at another crime scene. Right? Now, this is where y'all say, I'm police. Flocka, you police. Listen, man, That white Range Rover was also seen at another crime scene. But I don't think Ant did anything wrong at that crime scene. He had nothing to do with it, right? So for y'all who going to say, "Oh, Flacco, you was capping. I almost think, hey." That was seen at another crime scene, but it goes, okay? People say, "Nah, bro, Ant drive a black Mercedes. What are you talking about?" Do he now? Or is this a white Range Rover? So he arrived in a white Range Rover SUV, no visible plates. Lagunas has had prior interactions with Shellman and knows him to be an A-Tray gang member with the moniker Ant. Shellman appears to intervene in an argument between an unidentified suspect and the victim before the fight. So Ant steps in and he stops this suspect and the victim from like fighting, I guess. Shellman is captured striking the victim with his hands while the victim lay on the ground. Shellman returned to his vehicle and appeared to speak with a male identified as Irvin Theus. Theus was sitting in the driver's seat of a gold Mercedes that was parked next to the victim's car. Shellman is observed pointing towards the victim's vehicle, thus then exited, approached the victim's vehicle, and removed what appeared to be a black backpack from the rear seat. Theus then handed that black backpack to Ant. From video surveillance, it appeared that Theus acted under Ant's direction. So let's slow this down real quick. Ant pulled up. Ant had the devil on his shoulder and the angel on his shoulder. Ant was telling him, "Hey, bruh, nah, y'all be peaceful." But apparently the peace did not work because once the altercation took off, once the fight happened, Ant jumped in the fight. Ant was while he was on the ground. You could damn near say Ant might have murdered him. Ant best friend, North Face, is kicking Buddy in the head while he down, lifeless, and Ant then punched him while he was down, lifeless. Now, this is where Ed is about to get in a lot of trouble, man. This is a conspiracy. One thing we know, the head honcho gonna get more time, more scrutiny, more restrictions than anybody else. And when they see Ant giving directions to people on the scene, "Hey, bro, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Hey, bro, yo, go ahead and rob that vehicle from..." Ant like John Gotti, man. Yo, Ant the godfather of A-Tray, how they paying this? This is terrible, man. Listen, I knew Ant. I've talked to Ant. I've spoken to Ant. I did not know Ant was capable of this. At all. At all. I didn't know Ant was capable of this. This is bad, bro. Damn. Now, Irvin Theus was also identified by Officer Lagunas as the A-Tray gang member. Theus is captured on surveillance video interacting with the victim before the homicide, leaving and returning to the scene just before the assault occurred. The victim's vehicle was processed for forensics, and they obviously found the person who went in the car and grabbed the rent money on behalf of In Hefe. Man, In Hefe is confiscating rent money, man, in the hood, man. Man, he did, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Ant is Debo, homie. I did not know Ant was really a head honcho like this. I had no idea. I thought Ant was this super calm, super chill, laid back. But apparently Ant was like the big U of A-Tray, how I'm seeing it, bro. Man, they confiscated that rent money, man. Went back and doubled up. This is sad, bro. And unfortunately, there's no way out of this, man. I just don't. All right. Again, I love Ant. You know, I think Ant is a really good guy. I'm here if Ant needs some commissary, you know, a little bit of paper. Hey, listen, bro, I got you, homie. Right? Commissary, hit me up. I got you, bro. But save the lawyer money, man. Save the lawyer money. This ain't gonna work out how y'all think it's gonna work out, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Y'all think Ant coming home? How soon y'all think Ant coming home, bruh? How soon? Let me know, okay? If you guys are watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, or here to find out why exactly Dr. Umar Johnson is being attacked by these white comedians. I'm gonna see you guys in this Umar Johnson video. Send me a hype by clicking the hype button below this video to really show support. I'm gonna see you guys in this Umar Johnson video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.